In the northern plains of India, where the gender ratio itself screams of imbalance, one would imagine men paying dowry to find brides. But centuries of patriarchy have turned logic upside down. Here, daughters are liabilities, sons are assets, and marriages are markets. Women, no matter how educated or independent, are conditioned to believe that a man does them a favor by marrying them. Men, no matter how idle or incompetent, are told that extracting wealth from a bride's family is their birthright. This is not just tradition. It is rot, masquerading as culture. Into this setting walked Nikki Bhati, a 26-year-old woman with beauty, ambition, and independence. She ran a salon, earned her living, and carried herself with dignity. Yet, when she married Vipin Bhati in Greater Noida, her life was dragged into the very cesspool of dowry greed she should have been shielded from. The Bhati family, intoxicated by entitlement, allegedly demanded cash, then cars, then an SUV. Every demand was met with silence or submission, for Nikki's parents too were shackled by the same patriarchal chains. Prestige mattered more than their daughter's suffering. Nikki's earnings from her beauty parlor became another stream of exploitation. Vipin, doing little himself, would take her money, while his family reportedly tormented her with endless demands. And then came the day when the cruelty reached its endgame. On August 21st, Nikki was set ablaze in her in-laws' home. Her body bore the story of a society that normalizes the torture of its daughters. Her death sparked outrage. The National Commission for Women intervened, and the police arrested Vipin, his mother, father, and brother. The story seemed clear. Another young woman consumed in the flames of dowry greed. But soon, a twist emerged. CCTV footage surfaced showing Vipin outside at a grocery shop at the time Nikki was attacked. Questions arose, timelines blurred, and the investigation deepened into contradictions. Yet, no amount of contradictory evidence can hide the stench of patriarchy that enabled this horror. Because whether Vipin lit the match or not, the fire that consumed Nikki was centuries old. It was the fire of misogyny, of a culture that raises its men to believe in entitlement and its women to endure suffering in silence. In this region, daughters are bartered, sons are worshipped, and families uphold their prestige even at the cost of their daughter's life. Nikki Bhati was not just killed by her in-laws. She was killed by a society that sees women as expendable, that treats marriage as a transaction, and that buries its daughters under the weight of its own rotten values. And so, the question remains: how many more women must burn before this society finally sees the flames are its own? If stories like this matter to you, don't let them fade in silence. Subscribe to Whispering Peepaw, share this voice, and join the conversation that questions the values we have allowed to survive for far too long.